Willie Nelson High. You're smoking some of the best dope God ever put around here.
JustinFREAKIN is a formidable voice in the culture.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories.
You shut up, Lester. Nobody asked you a goddamn thing.
You live in sexual anarchy.
This is the Troll Patrol, live with JustinFREAKIN.
Welcome to the Troll Patrol Live. Fuzzy Simba didn't touch grass. Justin didn't go and buy grass, so kind of the same boat. Welcome in, friends. Bondi's Big Tits. Warlord, what do you mean no more vaccines? You're not taking any more vaccines? I didn't see what RFK said earlier. Something about processed foods was Trump said so. I don't know, we've got a politics-like kind of show tonight. It's mainly crime stories. Just another day in mass shooting USA. School's back in session. You know what that means, right? Kids shoot up drugs, not schools. A school was shut down earlier today because a kid took a picture of himself with a gun, posted it on the social medias. We are going to laugh at the Florida Attorney General, but you will probably be in bed because it will be at the end of the show. The way down the list on the meaning, or on the list of importance. I'm sorry. Apparently it is what all the chuds are talking about, but it's like the next to the last thing tonight. It's down there with the animal videos. School shootings not important, Warlord says. Probably. You want some politics? Lauren Boebert's son is a kid diddler. Arrested for child exploitation. Man caused a fire by leaving his barbecue unattended. Burned down an entire building. Pedestrian was hit during a police chase. I've got multiple stories about violence towards kittens, unfortunately, and you know me, it's going to tear me up to do these. A man apparently killed his daughter's kitten in front of her as punishment. Another woman just threw kittens out a window. Now, the last time we had a story like that, it's completely made up and the person didn't throw the kittens out, but apparently this one, we have the hero that rescued the kittens. We're going to talk about the woman in Mississippi who was found hanging. Her family said she did not do that to herself. The trial of Keefe D and the murder of Tupac Shakur started today in Las Vegas. The candidate running to replace Nancy Pelosi is asking to have a billboard taken down. Miss North Carolina stripped of her title for some racist remarks. Krill, Fuzzy Simba, Gender Fluid. Good evening, friends. This is a live shot Garfield Elementary School. Garfield Ridge shooting is on the south side. It is an elementary school. 2 people have been critically injured in a shooting. What led up to the shooting was not immediately clear. Chicago Public Schools not currently in session. This was not a school shooting, apparently, just a shooting at a school. Again, Chicago schools not in session, so not a school shooting, just a shooting at a school. That is a critical difference. Oh my God. I think there's a difference between a school shooting and a shooting at a school.
We are following breaking news right now on the city's south side. There are reports of a shooting in the 5100 block of South Lotus. We are being told that it is at the
I don't know that I got any weed.
Elementary school. Police have been walking in and out of the school. We do know that Chicago Public Schools are not in session right now, and we are working to learn the details on what led up to that shooting. We are sending crews to the scene, and we will bring you updates as soon as we get more information.
I think school shooting implies that someone targeted it because it was a school and attempted to take out school children. This could have just been, you know, motherfuckers beefing on the sidewalk in front of a school or some shit. The school's not in session in Chicago. Schools are in session in Texas. First day back at a Dallas-Fort Worth school. School was on lockdown.
First, though, we start this hour with breaking news out of Fort Worth today. On the very first day of school for Fort Worth ISD, O.D. Wyatt High School is under lockdown. This after investigators say a student took a photo with a gun while on campus. Our Brittany Costello is on scene right now, and Brittany will start off with the most important question that we ask in situations like this. Does it look right now like everyone is safe?
It certainly does, and Fort Worth ISD wanted to stress that there were no threats to students or staff, and within the last few minutes it appears that the lockdown has been lifted. We're starting to see some students walk out of the school, but yes, I talked to a parent waiting in the pickup line here and who said this is not the first day that they expected or that they wanted. They got a text message saying that a student had taken a picture of himself holding a gun on campus. You can see some of the police officers still right in front of the school here. Within the last hour or so, we've seen a couple more arrive.
There was no shooting, just a
circling the campus.
Student taking a picture with a gun.
They have detained 5 individuals. One of those individuals was a student who had posted that picture.
I mean, you kind of got to take that seriously.
What we saw from Chopper a little bit earlier, a couple hours earlier today. Take a look at that. You can see officers surrounding an SUV in a parking lot near the school. It looks like they are going through that vehicle. You can see some doors opening and officers looking inside. Now, again, I want to stress Fort Worth ISD says at no point were students or staff threatened. In fact, everyone is safe, and it appears that everyone is now exiting from the school. Of course, there are still parents waiting for their student, but thankfully many of them I spoke with say they were communicating with their loved one who said, we're just sitting in class, everything is okay, but of course this investigation is far from over. Back to you guys.
All right, we will.
So, no school shooting. Michael, Drake, welcome in, friends. No school shooting, only a shooting at a school. That happening in Chicago. The one we just covered was in Fort Worth. Questions being raised about, we keep having black people die under mysterious circumstances in this country. It seems like something is going on. These just so happen to be former slave states. Kind of odd. We're going to Mississippi. A Mississippi woman found hanging from a tree. Her mom says she did not kill herself.
This morning, growing demands for answers in Mississippi after a 29-year-old mother of 4 was found dead, hanging from a tree.
We're going to press this as far as we can press it until she gets justice.
Tasia Fortune's body was discovered last week behind a vacant house in Jackson. The family telling ABC News the circumstances surrounding her death do not add up.
Tasia loved living life. Like, there's no way that she took her own life.
The Jackson Police Department saying, quote, an active death investigation is underway. They have not named any suspects and declined to comment on local reports that they questioned the father of one of Fortune's children about the death. Court records show Terrence Anderson, who's behind bars on an unrelated weapons charge, lives on the same street block where Fortune's body was found.
No one's trying blaming Ted or anything like that. You know, we just want answers.
Meanwhile, concern growing in the community and among local leaders given Mississippi's troubling history with lynchings and racially motivated killings. In the last year, Mississippi police have responded to 2 other tree-hanging deaths. Both were ruled suicides. Fortune's family rallying around her young children as they navigate this tragic loss.
She was a good mom, you know. She loved her kids and she loved her family.
And even though Tasia Fortune's death has sparked conversation about racially motivated murders, her mother tells our team she doesn't want her daughter's name associated with that. There is an autopsy pending, which should determine whether there was foul play involved in her death. In the meantime, though, police urging anyone with information about how this young woman died to step forward. Faith Abube, ABC News, Atlanta.
Sure seems suspicious, and the fact that it's Mississippi seems suspicious. Heart goes out to friends in South America. Colombia, who apparently just swore in a new president who made some fascist remarks, getting hit with a deadly earthquake. I'm not saying there's a correlation.
Deadly earthquake. Colombia declares a national emergency after a powerful earthquake in western Colombia today killed at least 111 people. Now, the death toll is only expected to rise as crews search for people who could be buried underneath that rubble. A magnitude 7.4 quake shook the South American country and neighboring Ecuador. Now, social media footage captured the moment one of the buildings collapsed. Residents in the city of Pereira ran from the cloud of dust as that structure fell to the ground. Now, as a reminder, this earthquake follows June's back-to-back earthquakes in neighboring Venezuela that killed more than 5,000 people.
A lot of seismic activity going on.
Correspondent Camilo Montoyo Galvez. Camilo, great to be with you. We just saw some of the devastation there. What can you tell us about the extent of the damage so far?
Well, Liz, according to the country's president, the devastating earthquake in Colombia has killed now more than 100 people, 111 residents of Colombia so far, to be exact. 87 people have also been injured by the quake. But as you underscored, Liz, the numbers of people who have died and the people who have been injured by the quake are almost certainly going to continue rising in the coming hours.
Absolutely.
According to authorities in Colombia, dozens of buildings throughout the country have partially collapsed or completely collapsed because of the earthquake. The airports in the cities of Pereira, Manizales, Armenia, Cartago, and Buenaventura are no longer operational after the earthquake. So even air travel has been affected greatly by the natural disaster there in Colombia. The epicenter, Liz, was in a community in the region of Chocó on the Pacific coast called San José del Palmar. But the impact of the quake was even broader, affecting a larger portion of Colombia, including what is known in Spanish as El Eje Cafetero, or the coffee growing region in central Colombia, cities like Manizales and Pereira, but also Cali in the southwest, where I was actually born. And it was even felt in neighboring Ecuador, as you underscored. And authorities say that officials and residents alike in communities throughout the country are still looking for signs of life, looking for survivors in the rubble. And the quake has greatly diminished and hindered communications in Colombia. I've seen that firsthand. My mother was actually on the phone with my father, who traveled to Cali just last week when the quake struck early this morning, and was able to talk to him briefly right after the fact, right after the earthquake, but I have not been able to reach him just yet. I've been calling him nonstop all day, and so communications have been hindered by the earthquake. Many here in the U.S. and around the world are calling their loved ones to make sure they're okay, and it has been a significant challenge, of course, Liz. So for now, we expect the numbers to rise, and it is truly a devastating situation there in Colombia so far, Liz.
And I can only imagine. I hope you're able to talk to your family members soon just to get reassured that they are okay. I'm curious, what's the response on the ground look like? Is Colombia and their resources, are they equipped to handle a disaster like this?
Well, that is the million-dollar question, Liz. It is a.
I'm assuming no.
We know that the country's newly sworn-in president, Abelardo de la Espriella, just declared a national emergency that his government says will expedite the funding that can be allocated towards different regions of the country. We know that one of the hardest hit regions, El Chocó, has historically been impoverished and underfunded and has been affected disproportionately by the country's long-standing armed conflict. And so that will prove to be a challenge, getting aid into those hard-hit communities in, again, places that have been struggling with poverty and also conflict for many decades.
No, War Machine, I think this is fault line related as opposed to fracking related.
Recently, last week, in fact, in Cali, one of the hardest hit areas. And so this is posing now a major challenge in his first week in office, Liz.
There certainly will be tested, no doubt.
It feels like we are seeing an uptick in seismic activity, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm no expert. I just do the news, and I've been doing the news for over 6 years. Well, most of my adult life I've been doing the news, and I don't remember there being this many earthquakes. DVD. First day of trial, jury selection beginning in the murder of Tupac Shakur in Las Vegas. We saw the interview with Keefe last week. I don't know that he did it. I honestly don't know what to think about this.
Plenty of eyes on a Las Vegas courtroom this morning. That's where jury selection is set to get underway for the trial of Dwayne Davis. He's accused of orchestrating the shooting death of Tupac Shakur.
Yeah, the 25-year-old rapper and actor was fatally shot in a drive-by ambush on the Las Vegas Strip back in 1996. In 2023, Dwayne Davis, a self-proclaimed gangster known as Keefe D, was charged with Shakur's murder. Now, prosecutors say the shooting was revenge for Tupac and Death Row Records CEO Suge Knight allegedly beating up Davis's nephew at the MGM Grand Hotel hours earlier. Attorney Rachel Fezay joined us in the 7 o'clock hour to discuss who will take the witness stand.
Well, the biggest name will be Suge Knight, and he was in the car with Tupac. So he is really, what we can tell from here, the only true eyewitness. He was in the car. He saw the other car, which had 4 people in it, and the only person still alive of those 4 is Davis. So for people involved, Suge Knight is the biggest name.
Well, in 2019, Davis co-authored a tell-all book in which he described the incident, and he says a person in the backseat of the car he was in shot Tupac. However, defense lawyers say Davis was telling a story for financial gain and that the book is not an admission of guilt. If convicted, Davis is facing life in prison.
Well, when he gave the interview, he was like, why would we kill Tupac? He was the golden goose making us all the money. But I guess it's because Tupac beat up your nephew earlier in the night, and that's what you said in the book, which he also claimed he didn't write. He had a ghostwriter write it. So he denies it has anything to do with him. Scott Wiener. This is the man who will probably be taking Nancy Pelosi's seat in the U.S. House. He is asking for a billboard, one of his opponent's campaign ads, to be taking down the Connie Chan AI chatbot.
Controversy continues tonight in the race to replace Nancy Pelosi in California's 11th district. This after State Senator Scott Wiener launched an AI chatbot of his opponent, San Francisco Supervisor Connie Chan. And that tops the news at 10. Welcome, everyone. I'm Catherine Heenan. Senator Wiener has since taken the bot down. He's apologized, but Supervisor Chan says too little, too late. KRON 4's Lindsay Ford has the story.
Is Washington, D.C. ready for us?
A political fight over artificial intelligence is now playing a major role in the race to replace Nancy Pelosi in Congress. State Senator Scott Wiener is removing an AI chatbot that targeted his opponent, San Francisco's Supervisor Connie Chan.
Is this a reporter or is this AI? What the hell?
Is he ready for us?
A political fight over artificial intelligence is now playing a major role in the race to replace Nancy Pelosi in Congress. State Senator Scott Wiener is removing an AI chatbot that targeted his opponent, San Francisco's Supervisor Connie Chan. But on Saturday in San Francisco's Mission District at Supervisor Chan's campaign, Chan says the damage has already been done.
Not just how I reacted personally or our campaign team, is how people reacted in San Francisco should actually give us a lot of hope about San Francisco.
State Senator Scott Wiener's campaign created the website ConnieChan.ai, a parody chatbot designed.
He's the one that a couple weeks ago he got shouted down by some protesters for being a AIPAC'd back Israeli lemming.
is how people reacted in San Francisco should actually give us a lot of hope about San Francisco.
State Senator Scott Wiener's campaign created the website ConnieChan.ai, a parody chatbot designed to criticize San Francisco Supervisor Connie Chan's record on housing, public transit, and other issues. In a joint statement attributed to Nancy Pelosi, several members of Congress, San Francisco supervisors, and local Democratic clubs, the group said women have spent generations fighting to have our voices heard in the halls of power. We should not have to now fight against artificial intelligence putting words in our mouths.
We believe a woman of color's voice matter, and we believe that the communities from Chinatown, from the most marginalized, can be leaders of our city.
Saturday morning, a Cron 4 producer got this video of a billboard in the Richmond neighborhood advertising the chatbot. The sign was also vandalized with a message reading, quote, "Scott Wiener is a white devil. Connie Chan for Congress," end quote. Cron 4 did reach out to Senator Scott Wiener's campaign on Saturday, but did not hear back in time for our deadline. On Friday, Wiener said he had apologized to those who were offended by the AI chatbot and that his campaign was taking down the website. A statement from Senator Wiener reads, "I heard from many people who loved the idea, and I appreciate their support, but many others were offended, and I apologize for causing that offense."
He made the right decision to take the site down. But what happened there is that it should not re-raise what actually happened at first place, that he actually put it up. It was offensive, sexist, and racist, and it was a poor judgment and poor character and unbecoming of a congressional candidate.
Reporting in San Francisco, Lindsay Ford, Cron 4 News.
I don't know. This is just the world we're in now. Your opponent's going to make an AI chatbot about you. Go to a congressional candidate in Colorado. As I understand it, her kid has been a piece of shit for a while. I don't know that I hold her son's actions against her, or I'm going to draw any broader conclusions from the headline I'm getting ready to read to you. Lauren Boebert's son arrested on charges of sexual exploitation of a child. Tyler Boebert faces 5 felony charges, released from jail on Sunday. U.S. Representative Lauren Boebert's son was arrested last week on 3 felony charges related to sexual exploitation of a child. Boebert, 21, was arrested in Garfield County and was released from the county's jail on Sunday, jail records show. Court records indicate he was arrested on suspicion of 5 felonies apparently related to an alleged incident in early 2024 when he was 18. Charges include sexual exploitation of a child and child exploitation with intent to deal in, sell, or distribute sexually exploitative material, as well as a third charge that relates to videotape material. Court records detailing the specific allegations against Boebert were not publicly available. A warrant was issued for his arrest on Thursday. He also faces 2 felony counts for contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Kind of, as I read the charges, sounds like he probably had a girlfriend that was under 18. Perhaps a mom got upset once he turned 18 kind of deal. Yeah, that's a serious charge. Attempts to reach Tyler Boebert were unsuccessful. Joseph Gavaldon, defense attorney who represented him in a separate case, would not confirm whether he was again representing Boebert. "I love my son," Congresswoman Boebert said in a statement. "We take these allegations very seriously and pray for everyone affected during this challenging time." State court records indicate Tyler Boebert has another court hearing later this month. Well,
Like, I mean, why is everybody so horny here?
T-minus, War Machine, clinically. Failed to sneak in here on me. Good to see all of you. So that happened. I've got plenty of lovely stories for you today. Dude was apparently doing a barbecue. Left his propane barbecue unattended. Burnt down the entire apartment complex, and it was a big one too.
New developments now in that huge fire at a condo complex in Foster City, and today a man was arrested in connection with that fire.
ABC 7 Eyewitness News reporter Gloria Rodriguez joins us live now with more details. Gloria.
Yes, we're not releasing the name of the man who's been arrested at this time because he hasn't appeared in court yet. But I was out here Monday. I was covering the fire, and I interviewed him about how his mother and her caretaker were able to escape. And I texted with him today. He tells me he's going to advise with his attorney before talking to me again. Meanwhile, residents are continuing to deal with so much loss. Residents emotional as they saw the scope of the fire damage to their condo building on Sea Spray Lane in Foster City.
Oh, wait till you guys see the overhead shot. Yeah, it's completely gutted.
Building charred, walls blown out, damaged kids' school supplies now on the ground. Foster City police arresting a man suspected.
It's a large complex.
That destroyed 50
Yep, there you go.
units, affecting some 150 residents and injuring 4 firefighters. Police say the blaze was caused by an unattended gas grill on a balcony.
We've heard that rumor from day one, and it's very upsetting. And of course, I think now I hope that the other tenants will be diligent about, use of anything, fire related outside.
Alfred Tolentino lives in the complex at the building across the street. Tolentino says gas grills are not allowed there. The California Fire Code also prohibits open flame cooking devices from being operated on combustible balconies or within 10 feet of combustible construction unless they are protected by a sprinkler system.
And he left it unattended.
Was not. The suspect also faces additional charges, including obstructing a police investigation, though officials aren't giving us details about how he allegedly did that. We were there as the city put up signs showing the property is red tagged and that entering is not allowed.
He was talking to the
Tolentino says his
local news
flooding from the water from firefighting efforts.
There was about 6 to 7 inches of water with debris from the burning building, graduation photos washed up, personal items and just pieces of debris. So that was disturbing to see.
And there's tape up out here. There are also signs up to keep everybody at a safe distance. There's a danger of a total building collapse here. Now, I talked to a girl who was out here earlier and her eyes were red. She'd clearly been crying. She says that all of her stuff was in the unit, her clothes, her school supplies.
Yeah, they're probably not going to let anybody go back in there.
So it's been an emotional time for so many residents. We know the Red Cross is helping those who've been displaced. Live in Foster City, Gloria Rodriguez, ABC 7.
It must suck if you're in one of the units where like, oh, let me go in and get my stuff. Nope, it could collapse any moment. Couple different police chase stories. I think this one taking place overnight. A pedestrian describes being hit by a fleeing driver. Happening in Culver City. Might have been the night before.
A pedestrian run down and nearly killed by a getaway driver fleeing police in a high-speed chase.
This is a story we first brought you back in June when a driver hit 8 pedestrians in Culver City. Tonight.
Oh, no, I remember that one. Okay, I remember this one. They end up arresting him in a drive-thru. The dude was sitting in a drive-thru. It started in LA, I think, and ended in Culver City.
A pedestrian run down and nearly killed by a getaway driver fleeing police in a high-speed chase.
This is a story we first brought you back in June when a driver hit 8 pedestrians in Culver City. Tonight, one of those 8 victims, speaking only with eyewitnesses.
And he was doing it on purpose.
The last thing he remembers that night.
I see this car running red lights and I think nothing of it. I see it and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna move out the way. I move out the way, he swerves into me, he still hits me.
That driver going on the violent rampage through LA County after stealing a car at knife point. Eyewitness News reporter Jericho Tran went back to the intersection where that 19-year-old was struck.
Didn't even use a gun.
To say tonight in this.
Oh, this was America.
Well, Brandon Mendez tells me that he was on a 10-minute break. He was heading down right here to 7-Eleven. He works just down the street, and that is when he saw a car running red lights heading straight towards him. He attempted to move out of the way, but after that, he doesn't remember anything else. All he knows is that his life changed forever on June 16th.
It's crazy how things can just change in like a blink of an eye.
Emergency crews rushed to save Brandon Mendez minutes after this white Toyota mowed him down at the intersection of Braddock Drive and Sepulveda Boulevard.
I see this car running red lights and I think.
Yeah, that dude is in my video about this.
Oh, I'm just gonna move out the way. I move out the way, he swerves into me, he still hits me.
This surveillance video captures the moments when police say 45-year-old Juan Luis Estrada of Paris appears to intentionally hit Mendez as he tries to step out of the...
Yeah, it was some GTA style shit.
I was launched pretty far, moving at 80 miles per hour.
The 19-year-old woke up in the hospital.
It was dark and I'm like, well, I'm not home. And I remember what happened and I just see a bunch of people around me. They're like, hey, you got hit by a car.
Along with severe internal bleeding, Mendez experienced spinal and...
Oh, that's some fucking road rash on his face.
And had his...
Oh, God.
I still have limitations on certain things, like I can't lift more than 25 pounds right now.
Despite the near-death experience, the week-long stay at the hospital, and the months-long recovery, Mendez's message for the driver that hit him is one of kindness.
I don't really hold grudges towards people, you know. Life goes on, I hope. I hope you're in a better place mentally, man.
And Mendez is one of 8 pedestrians that was hit on June 16th. Thankfully, he is back to work, but he does have a GoFundMe set up to help pay for all of those hospital bills. We'll have the link for that on our website. As for the man responsible for hitting Mendez, he's facing several charges, including carjacking, evading police, and several counts of attempted murder. He'll be back in court August 13th for a competency hearing. In Culver City, Jericho Tran, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Yeah, it was obvious he was trying to hit people. People were attempting to get out of the way, and he was going for them. And this chase happened earlier today. 9:30 a.m. local time in Cali. See what the deal was.
We do have some breaking news in the new Hall Pass.
A police pursuit has just ended in a crash. That's what you're looking at there. Rich Prickett overhead in Sky 5.
Jessica and Frank have CHP talking with a family that was involved in that crash. We're hearing that 2 adults and 2 children could be inside this Subaru SUV that collided with a suspect that was running from the CHP. Here is the Audi that believed to be stolen. Was leading CHP on a pursuit down the southbound side of the 5 freeway up near Castaic and ended here near the 5 and the 14 interchange. Both cars had spun out just moments ago. We saw the suspect being taken into custody. He's in one of these CHP cruisers. You can see a sign that was taken out here as well. The pursuit was at high speeds, about 100 miles an hour. Only lasted about 20 minutes, and it crashed here again near the 5 and the 14. So we got tow trucks that are en route, fire department to evaluate the family that is inside of the Subaru, and we may see some temporary closures here. Well, at least the 5 and the 14 southbound has been shut down. They could shut down additional lanes when they bring in the fire department, and we're seeing some mild delays here again near the 5 and the 14. In Sky 5, I'm Rich Prickett. Send it back to you in Hollywood.
Okay, Rich, appreciate that. Hope that family's doing okay that was involved.
Rich Prick piloting the helicopter there. That is not what he said. Okay, I have been avoiding these stories for several days. I'm gonna have to do them. I know people are incredibly sensitive towards animal cruelty, so come back to us in about 7 minutes, probably. I feel conflicted because if I can do stories about school shootings, babies dying, women being lynched, I should be able to do stories of this god-awful man who apparently killed his daughter's kitten in front of her as punishment.
You're not in trouble or anything like that. We're going to have you step to the car, okay? Right.
Body camera video shows deputies detaining 48-year-old David Charette Jr. outside his Pine Manor home. Before he was placed in handcuffs, he told deputies he had done nothing wrong.
The cat's in perfectly healthy condition. I have to give the cat a bath because it soils itself in the cage.
Detectives say what they learned from a 14-year-old girl inside the home told a very different story.
A daughter says that when she acts up or when she's in trouble, her father kills her kittens. This is sickening to me.
The 14-year-old called 911 Wednesday after watching her father hold a 2-month-old kitten named Luna under running water. She told deputies Charette also hit the kitten with a nail polish bottle and was also put into a clothing dryer on Saturday. Luna survived and is recovering.
It's ridiculous, it's horrible, it's sad.
Marcino says this wasn't the first time.
2 of the kittens that he killed were buried in the back.
Marcino said one cat died in June after being hit repeatedly and left on a bleach-soaked rag, while another kitten was found dead in November after suffering burns from a blow dryer. Detectives say family members never reported the abuse because they feared retaliation. 3 adult cats were taken from the home for evaluation. David Charette is now in jail charged with aggravated animal cruelty.
Killed in front of the child. It's horrible. It's sad. It's
sickening.
And it makes me very upset.
I would strangle that man with my bare hands. I don't know if I can say that on a stream. Child endangerment, child neglect, mentally abusing a child. That's torturous. That was in Florida. I now think we're going to Georgia. Again, I'm sorry. The last time we did this story, someone completely made it up. That someone had been throwing kittens out of a moving car. We did this in Alabama. It was completely made up. I'm glad to report that that was made up. That I can't imagine somebody being sick enough to do such a thing. But apparently here in Georgia, we have confirmation that it did actually happen. A woman saved those kittens.
All new tonight, a DeKalb County woman is accused of throwing kittens out of her window while driving in Brookhaven this week. The driver behind her refused to be a bystander, called 911 and posted about the kittens online. 11 Alive's Galat Malamed joins us with the impact this witness has had, plus how these kittens are doing tonight, Galat.
Sadly, one of those kittens did not survive. The 2 other kittens, though, are doing well thanks to that witness and other community members, and that driver was charged with cruelty to animals. Driving down Osborne Road in Brookhaven Wednesday, Maria Stewart saw something concerning.
And its little feet were going. It was in distress or hurt.
A kitten laying in the road. She assumed the driver in front of her hit it.
Had to have. And why wouldn't they stop?
But what she saw next was more jarring.
I saw it go out the window and hit the curb. Then seconds later, another kitten.
She says she saw the driver throw 2 kittens out the window.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, I couldn't register what was happening. It was just anger, shock, all the above. I feel like I had an out-of-body experience.
She made sure to get a good look at the driver, her license plate, and call 911. Her description helped Brookhaven police find and arrest 25-year-old Valentina Tobin Haneo. She's now charged with cruelty to animals.
I'll fucking choke her with my bare hands.
Media, the first step
I'd have both kittens here.
to reuniting these brothers, now at her friend Terry Eden's home after her daughters saw Stewart's post.
My girls jumped in the car immediately and went to the park.
At first,
we were so lucky to find one kitten.
They then posted on social media that the other kitten was still out there.
I was worried about predators, coyotes, birds.
They're so pretty.
Owls, not knowing what their chances of survival would be.
Eden says a neighbor took a thermal camera to the park Thursday night, found the second kitten, and spent all night into Friday morning working to catch it.
So we're very lucky. It's a wonderful, happy ending, and we're just grateful for our community heroes.
Eden now is hoping to find the kittens a permanent home.
Yeah, I need to hug my kitties.
Together.
Of course I'm registered to vote. Socks like hit his head on the door earlier, like I startled him and he smacked his head and it sounded horrible. And I was like, I felt so bad, I didn't even have anything to do with it. I'm like, oh, you're in pain. I can't imagine inflicting pain on a defenseless animal. I voted last year and I was registered. I have no reason to believe that I would be purged, but I guess I should check that. I did not vote in the primary, which was not that long ago, because there wasn't really anything to vote on. Politically punched a shark. Please tell me the story of how you punched a shark. Were you in the water? Or had the shark, like, beached? Was it like at an exhibit? Were you at a SeaWorld or something and you punched a shark? Oh, you were scuba diving. Craigs, also, I was on earlier. They had just finished installing the new internet, so I got on to test it out. That's why I was on earlier. And then I was like, oh, shit, I gotta put news together. And a black dip got too curious, so he got punched. All right, the rest of the show should be pretty much what I call bullshit. Maybe even some fun stuff. So we've gotten all of the murder and animal cruelty out of the way. I wouldn't say it's smooth sailing from here on out, but it's less heavy, I guess. T-minus redeeming the lurker love. I should start looking at people that are lurking on other platforms like YouTube and Facebook. Alien, I didn't tell you good evening. I saw you earlier. We don't really have any lurkers in here. McSmatty B lurking in here. You don't need to say anything, friend. Just showing you some love. Everybody else pretty much made their presence felt. Apparently, the Kardashians. That was no hate raid. I like Gus. Gus and I are good. You're trying to stir up shit, Cricks. Shit stir. Textilian, good evening. Suspect has been identified in Krill. Like, I'm good, my friend. I think I saw that story days ago. I put the show together. I select stories. I've done it. I take care of the news. You don't have to send me stories. I assure you. You've thrown me off now. And here's Smokey. I don't do requests. I tried it, so like people love to send me stories and videos and everything, and like I've got my own way of doing things, and I've got like control issues and shit. So I try not to get upset or mad at people or get annoyed by it, because like people are thinking of me. Like, oh, I need to send Justin this. So like it's a like a thoughtful thing. So I try not to get annoyed. But like you guys have no clue how often people send me shit. I think I did I think there is a thread for people to put links and stuff. I try to be fair today, like I didn't really put a lot of effort into the flow of the show and everything, but we are kind of just doing crime stories, not really politics or foreign affairs, but I kind of always try to have a flow and stories go in and out of each other and give me good transitions and shit like that. That's one of the reasons why I don't really like take requests. But then I don't want to miss something that, you know, is big, but also like Warlord has come in here and been like, oh, this blah, blah, blah is breaking news. And I click on it and it's some bullshit that like didn't even matter. I had more interesting stuff. I don't have any. I might be able to scrape some up here in a little bit. That's why we were going to go to the weed store, but we've had to postpone it. Thought you were going to send me some weed clinically. Or it's a poop sock. They're transing the dog. They're transing the cats. Oh, apparently it's still drying. Okay. I will look forward to your fresh harvest though. Suspect has been identified in the break-in of the Kardashian estate.
And this is just in. LA County Sheriff's Department says it has now identified the suspect arrested in the burglary of Kim Kardashian's home in Hidden Hills. Charges have not been filed yet, but the case will soon be presented to the DA for review. Eyewitness News reporter Monica Deanda is live in Hidden Hills with the very latest. Monica?
Good morning. The LA County Sheriff just identified the suspect as Trey Mendel. Now, as far as the break-in goes, we know that
Wait a minute.
Kardashian herself nor her 4 kids were home.
Is that Stu's brother? Stu's the guy that does the
currently undergoing some renovation
helicopters for ABC7.
moments that led up to the police response. Take a listen.
Possible break-in at location 10 to 15 ago. State security at location caught male white adult bald, wearing glasses and a white t-shirt, leaving location in a white Lexus with items from the house.
This all happened yesterday when security for the Kardashians called in the burglary just before 4 p.m.
The LA County Sheriff's Department says the 27-year-old suspect entered Kim's Hidden Hills mansion through a side door and was later seen loading items into a car.
That's not even a nice house. That looks like the entrance to a fucking hospital or something. Like, that's the sliding door in an emergency room. The fuck?
The Sheriff's Department says the suspect also stole a car, allegedly taking it for a joyride. Police quickly tracking down the suspect.
Is that white Lexus the one that's towards the back of the property? Yeah, that's affirmative, sir. That's going to be the suspect vehicle per the informant. This location is supposedly unoccupied.
It's not the first time Kardashian has been the target.
And again, like, this house is boggling my mind. Is that the garage not leading to the driveway, leading to the pool? Oh, those aren't cars. Those are like chairs. Okay, it's an open patio. I thought it was cars in a garage. I'm like, where are the cars gonna go? Okay, those are big chairs, sunbeds. Okay.
It's not the first time Kardashian.
This house was boggling my mind.
Back in 2016, 5 masked gunmen disguised as police allegedly stormed her Paris luxury hotel suite, bound and gagged her, and made off with roughly $10 million in jewelry. 8 people were found guilty in connection.
Oh my God. The court sketch artist totally not doing, is that Kim? Is that supposed to be Kim? Not doing her any favors with that sketch. Oh my God. It is Kim, right? Because we just saw a picture of her.
$1 in jewelry. 8 people were found guilty in connection to that armed robbery. Back here in Hidden Hills, one neighbor we spoke to says he still feels pretty safe living in this gated community despite what happened.
That's too bad. I'm sorry to hear that they had a break-in. You can't foolproof everything, you know?
That's too bad. I'm sorry those Kardashians over there had a break-in.
Trey Mendel, they are facing charges of burglary and taking a car without an owner's consent. No comment yet this morning from Kim. Reporting live in Hidden Hills, Monica de Anda, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Dude didn't even care because, like, they aren't targeting him. They're targeting the Kardashians. Fuck the Kardashians. It's like, my house is fun. I'm not getting broken into. Oh, goddamn. This guy in Louisville was trying to do us all a favor. This is what happens to you in Trump's America. You try to report a bird infestation at the taco place, and they fire you for reporting it.
A former Louisville taco plant manager says he was fired for trying to do the right thing. Chris Martin filed a wrongful termination lawsuit against Teasdale Foods over on West Magnolia Avenue. His lawsuit says he was fired back in February for trying to stop production after birds infested the factory. As Wave News troubleshooter Mark Stevens finds, the lawsuit claims food safety was ignored.
After Louisville's massive snowstorm in January shut down operations, Martin says he opened up the plant and found birds inside. He was ordered to shoot them, but his lawsuit claims his pleas to properly clean up were ignored. This video shows maybe
he was ordered to shoot them.
This Louisville taco factory. Former maintenance manager Chris Martin's lawsuit says he found the birds opening up the plant after January's massive winter storm. His lawyer Tom Coffey says Martin was ordered to get rid of them.
They kill off as many birds at this plant as they can. After they kill off these birds, there's a subsequent bird problem.
Coffey provided these pictures taken by Martin showing bird droppings on the floor, what appears to be blood on conveyor belts, even a dead bird underneath a taco packaging line. Martin's lawsuit claims the machines kept running, his food safety concerns ignored.
We've got to get rid of everything about these birds before we start running this food.
Teasdale Latin Foods, Louisville, Kentucky. Because, you know, all the best Latin food is made in Louisville, Kentucky.
rid of everything about these birds before we start running this food and putting taco shells on the market.
Martin says he called a retired friend from the USDA who said, yeah, shut the place down, clean up. But when Martin told another superior about his call, he was told he should have never made it.
In fact, the phone call that he makes is what gets him fired, and that's why we're here with a wrongful termination claim.
FDA records show the Louisville plant was last inspected in late October last year. It passed. Inspectors previously cited the plant in 2022 for failing to keep it clean and sanitary. Teasdale Foods has denied Martin's claims in court and sent Wave a statement saying, in part, before operations resumed, Teasdale completed an extensive cleanup, sanitation, and verification process. At no time were the safety or quality of consumer products compromised. But the lawsuit says Martin paid the price for raising the alarm.
He gets fired as a result of trying to be a good person and trying to do his job as best as he can.
Teasdale's lawyers.
Louisville is home to Yum Brands, and that would be Taco Bell. So I wonder if this is Taco Bell's supplier, possibly.
And trying to do his job as best as he can.
Teasdale's lawyers have asked a judge to dismiss Martin's lawsuit. They have a hearing later this month to see if the judge will agree to do so. Mark Stevens, Wave News.
Yeah, dismiss the man's lawsuit. He didn't do anything wrong, just exposed the wide-scale industrial food safety hazard that is your plant. Let's go to Florida, where we have a 76-year-old lady in Port St. Lucie. She was going into the Target store, and she had an elaborate scam, switching out barcodes.
St. Lucie woman is now under arrest. She's accused of fraud.
Yeah, police say that the woman didn't just commit this crime once, but multiple times.
Yeah, CBS 12's Al Peffley joining us outside the Target store over on Southwest Village Parkway in Port St. Lucie with more.
Jim, police say a 76-year-old Port St. Lucie woman went to this Target store to shop this week, but police say she had something nefarious in mind.
Listen, times clearly are hard for people in America. You know, healthcare is high, food is high, so people are doing anything that they can to make ends meet.
That's how a shopper is reacting to the arrest of 76-year-old Joan McKeon for fraud. Police say McKeon went to the Target.
That shopper is reacting like, I didn't see nothing.
Healthcare is high, food is high, so people are doing anything that they can to make ends meet.
That's how a shopper is reacting to the arrest of 76-year-old Joan McKeon for fraud. Police say McKeon went to the Target and Tradition on August 4th, and she went to the self-checkout area and scanned a barcode that she brought with her to buy a $32.99 item for just $1.29.
That's all?
Investigators say they found 28 barcode tags in her purse. Target's loss prevention team told police this was the 12th time McKeon had committed retail theft at that store.
Me personally, I think it's pretty clever, but a growing city, and we can't be having those things going on around here, man.
You don't rip anybody off like that. I don't think it's right. It does surprise me. I'm very shocked how the world's turning out. Yeah, so it's very disappointing to hear.
Port St. Lucie police say they did a search of McKeon's purse, and she had barcode stickers and tags for other stores, including TJ Maxx, Publix, and Burlington in the Tradition area of Port St. Lucie.
So she just, like, whatever store she was going to, she had barcodes she would take for that store. Bravo, ma'am. Bravo. Clinically, a lot of stores are indeed ending self-checkout. Walmart is phasing out self-checkout right now for this very reason.
And I did reach McKeon by phone this afternoon. She told me she did commit the crime, and she said she did not know why she did it. She also said, I was not thinking clearly, and I know what I did was wrong. Target's Media Relations Department did not respond to an email seeking comment. Live in Port St. Lucie, Al Peffley, CBS 12 News.
Oregon gal, I don't think I told you good evening. Textillion, Flow. All you fine people over on YouTube right now that haven't said anything. Good to see you all. Red wine. Yeah, I read something that stores are phasing out self-checkouts all over the country. Walmart, especially, starting with stores in poorer areas. Every day is Shut the Fuck Up Friday. I found another lawyer, kind of like the Pop Brothers, like just a social media influencer lawyer, and he. What happens if I whip my pecker out on the side of the road to take a piss? And he's like, is that indecent exposure? I was like, sir, you earned a follow. I would plug him right now. I don't remember what his name was. I've never seen anyone steal in my life either. Last night we did the story of the guy with the flock cameras. I didn't point it out that Washington Post had wrote that the comments overwhelming on the Facebook page by the police department that arrested that guy that took out the flock camera in West Virginia. I think it was Magnolia, West Virginia. The comments were all overwhelmingly like, he was having lunch with me that day. He was helping me do yard work in the lawn. Every single comment. But that was actually the Washington Post, and I just didn't get around to it. We did the story about the dude. As I said, I could tell you guys, if you didn't hear me say it last night, I run a right-wing page now. I put out this thing. It was like, if Donald Trump knocked on your door and you could say anything to him, what would it be? And we're talking overwhelmingly right-wingers on this page. This is not a leftist page. They were telling me data centers and flock cameras, they are against them 100%. It's giving me hope in humanity, I believe, that we might actually have a issue that we can come together around. Data centers and flock cameras are incredibly unpopular here in this America. Against flock cameras in their neighborhood, perhaps you're right, Krill. But overwhelmingly, people are in favor of sabotaging flock cameras. Survive the surveillance state. That's right, War Machine. There is an ounce of gold in each flock camera. I saw a really racist video where some chuds told a bunch of Hasidic Jews that there was gold in flock cameras, and the Jews went and cut the cameras down. I'm like, my God, do we really have to do this? Bonder Monkey. You would think getting universal health care and fighting pedophiles would have worked. You're right. I think we could all unite around getting rid of the child molester, but Miss North Carolina in the Miss USA pageant has been stripped of her title. A new Miss North Carolina has been named, apparently after Miss North Carolina's social media exposed her as being a racist.
The young woman who was crowned Miss North Carolina USA, Brittany Boltonhouse, has now lost that title.
Yeah, Brittany said, or the Miss USA organization announcing today they stripped Brittany of the title after reports of problematic past social media posts resurfaced. Right now, ABC News can't confirm the exact sentiments she shared in her post, but in a statement, pageant officials said they do not tolerate racism, homophobia, or transphobia. They added the decision was based on conduct that happened over an extended period of time and that it was made jointly with Boltonhouse. The chairman and CEO of Miss USA says, quote, "A title here isn't a trinket. It's a position of trust trust extended by an organization and accepted by a woman who agrees to carry a standard in public.
Brittany Bolton House has not yet commented publicly, but the Miss USA organization says she took ownership and apologized for her behavior. And now her dethroning is sparking a wider conversation online about the impact of your digital footprint.
Jamise Price spoke with a data expert in light of this story. The conversation comes as students are about to head back to class. And Jamise, you're sharing some tips that we can all learn from tonight.
That's right, Lauren. Your digital footprint is a part of your reputation. And now with those growing technology trends, experts say it is now easier than ever to dig up those old and deleted posts. A reminder that your posts are permanent.
Whether you're applying for a job or you're running for office or you're competing for a title, people are increasingly looking up your digital footprint along with your resume.
Kimberly Simon, a data and cybersecurity expert, says you will never escape the things you post online. Your digital identity is now the center of a major conversation tonight after Brittany Bolton House, Miss North Carolina USA 2026, was stripped of her title after resurfaced social media posts. What was stated in those alleged posts is not clear. Simon says it's still a reminder that the internet has a long memory.
People are definitely paying for what they post online, whether they know it or not. So if you apply for a job or you're being considered for a position and you've got a lot of inappropriate posts online, you may never be told that's not why they didn't reach back out, but it certainly paints a picture on who you are.
Jeff Phillips, a longtime pageant judge at both the state and local levels, agreed, pointing out how the public spotlight can highlight not only what someone is doing today, but what they've done in the past.
Once you step into a position, you've got to be aware that you are going to be and always be a public figure. And that takes on an entirely different type of scrutiny.
And now new technology is making it easier to find out what you're doing online.
AI has really changed the game. Years ago, someone would have to manually search through thousands of posts to find something. Today, AI can quickly scan through years of social media activity.
Simon shared tips that can help us all responsibly navigate the online space.
Pause before you post. Don't post when you're angry. Don't post when you're emotional. Don't post when you're trying to be funny on someone else's expense. A few seconds of thinking can save you years of regret.
That's all I ever do.
And Kimberly Simon encourages us to look at our social media presence as a part of our legacy.
I'll never be a beauty pageant winner now.
And how that story turns out, well, that's up to you. Lauren, Steve.
All right, pause before you post. Wise words tonight. Jamise, thank you.
Oh, goddamn. Or just don't post sports cards. Welcome in. Now, Brittany has fired back. She says she is being persecuted for her Christian faith and she will not be canceled.
New at noon, dethroned Miss North Carolina USA has hired lawyers in anticipation of legal action she's looking to take against pageant officials. In a video posted to social media on Monday, attorney Patrick Mincy of Mincy Bell Rhodes LLP says his firm is representing Brittany Bolton House in launching an investigation into the decision to strip her of her title. Ablaze Productions removed 27-year-old Bolton House from her Miss North Carolina USA 2026 title after, quote, recently surfaced information came to light. The statement came days after WITN aired a story featuring Bolton House. That story gained attention online as comments referenced past inflammatory social media posts attributed to Bolton House, some of which contained racial slurs. Bolton House shared in an interview with the Carolina Journal on Friday.
You guys are all saying, like, you know, surprise, North Carolina and everything. Her dress seems ethnic. Her skin seems ethnic. Is this woman part Indian? I'm interested in what the racial comments were exactly. You guys don't see it? That kind of looks like a Indian dress.
27-year-old Bolton House from her Miss North Carolina USA 2026 title after, quote, recently surfaced information came to light. The statement came days after WITN aired a story featuring Bolton House.
Yeah, the borders of whiteness are always changing.
Reference past inflammatory social media posts attributed to Bolton House, some of which contained racial slurs. Bolton House shared in an interview with the Carolina Journal on Friday that she believes she was stripped of the crown because of her political and religious beliefs, identifying herself as a conservative Christian woman.
See, identify yourself as a conservative Christian woman. The Miss USA pageant did mention transgender inclusivity, so I do wonder if she also made transphobic comments. But the first report specifically said racism. I'm this old, that is true. I do underestimate the ability of minorities to be racist towards other minorities. Yep, clinically, indeed. We're going to go down to Florida now. The Florida Attorney General, who is constantly on Fox News, Newsmax, AON. So what I'm getting ready to tell you should probably come as no surprise. Florida Attorney General James Utmeyer threatened to bring assault charges against WNBA player following Saturday's ejection of Chicago Sky guard DeJohnny Carrington for a hard foul against Indiana Fever guard Sophie Cunningham. This is wild because the game wasn't being played in Florida. Neither of the teams are based in Florida. The Florida Attorney General would literally have no jurisdiction whatsoever. Comes despite the fact that no WNBA games are currently played in Florida, and the league has no team based in the state. The incident occurred during the Fever's 90-86 win over the Sky when Carrington chased down Cunningham on a fast break layup attempt and made contact across her face and neck as Cunningham's shot went in. Meanwhile, Indiana's lieutenant governor called for the Fever coach Stephanie White to be fired for defending the play. The foul was initially ruled a flagrant before being upgraded to flagrant 2. It was a flagrant 1 before being upgraded to a flagrant 2, resulting in Carrington's ejection. Cunningham got up immediately and confronted Carrington before being restrained by a teammate and officials. The WNBA knows better than to play games down here in Florida because I'll be charging people with assault. He followed up shortly after with a clarification. I should probably clarify assault and battery. Clearly, I think it was unnecessary, Cunningham said after the game. I've never really spoken to her. I have no beef with her, but I guess she has some pent-up stuff. White pushed back on the idea that the foul was intentional. I don't think that DeJohnny intentionally came out to get her across the neck like she did, but it did happen, and I thought it was the right call. Carrington posted white privilege at Indiana Fever on Thread shortly after her ejection, a message that quickly drew attention alongside the ongoing controversy surrounding Cunningham, who has become a lightning rod for debate this season over her public comments on transgender athletes in women's sports. Let's see the play. This is the play. I'm going to turn down the audio so everybody can see what it looked like. Oh my God. There was nothing intentional about that. That was just hardball in the heat of the moment. Yeah, she didn't mean to smack her in the face. Give her a flagrant foul, sure. This is not an international incident. I just rough ball. I'm going to try to find her comments here. I think it's insane that people are getting upset. So I think these are the comments. They got people all worked up.
I think that there's so much good going on in the WNBA. I think that basketball is being played at the highest level it's ever been. I think our team in specific, we are breaking history right now with the amount of points that we're scoring on back-to-back games. I think the Minnesota game, there's just so much distraction. I think the WNBA media, all we ever do is cover everything except basketball. And it's like, what are we doing? There's so much. Like, you can talk about other things. I think those are great stories. I think it shows fans, who people are outside of the court. But I also think we got to keep the main thing the main thing. And I think when it comes to the Minnesota game, I think there is so much distraction. But, like, the matchup between Miles and Kelsey was phenomenal. Our team, that game in particular was a great game. And so I think that there's a lot to be said, and I'm going to let people just do the speaking for themselves. But for me, I want to get back to basketball. It's always been about basketball. That interview happened in February when I was asked a question. And so for me, I just want to, make sure that it stays, the focus stays where it should, because people are playing at such a high level. We have probably like 3 MVPs that could be MVPs on our team specifically. And so that's why I want to do that. No, I was asked a question, and that's simply what it was. I just wasn't making a statement to make a statement. And so I was trying to clear the air, and I did that back in February. And so it is what it is. And like I said, we're in the middle of the season. I'm going to keep it that. We talk about a bunch of distraction. Our team is good. My teammates are good. Our locker room is great. And so now we're just here about to prepare for Las Vegas, and that's where our mind is at.
So these are the comments that she made back in February that she took some heat for.
I was just kind of pointing, and she's like, don't you point at me. And I was like, oh, shouldn't have said that. And I didn't say a word.
Or is it? I fucking what? Where are these comments that she made? They got people all upset. So much bullshit. Maybe these were the comments she said.
About me hating trans. And I'm like, I never once said that. I think that I am here to extend love, but I also think with that love is
This is AI.
honest. And I want to
This is totally AI, isn't it? Maybe they'll go over the comments she made in this very long package we're going to watch about the two trolls who have declared that they are going to participate in the WNBA draft.
Okay, let's start another Monday together. I'm Gio Benitez. It's August 10th. You've got questions, we've got answers. This is Search, where we're breaking down what you're asking right now in real time. So let's get right to it. We've got our Maya Ephraim right here overseeing our online search trends. All right, Maya, good to see you. What are people searching for right now?
Hi, Gio. Good to see you. There's extremely high interest in the conversation about the WNBA. Former NBA players Ines Kanter Freedom and Royce White generated viral headlines after saying they intend to declare for the 2027 WNBA draft. As a result, people are looking up what the league has said about potential transgender players. People seem to be really looking for explainers of some of the recent headlines about the WNBA. Turning to the latest on the foodborne.
As far as I can tell, the WNBA does not have a set definition because they've never had to deal with this issue before. It's such a non-issue that the WNBA has never had to deal with this issue before.
Illnesses we've been tracking. Taylor Farms has issued a voluntary.
Are we gonna get into the explanation? Yeah, here we go.
In very, very soon, but let's dive a little deeper now into the story that you can't stop asking about, and it's the WNBA now facing heat over transgender athletes' eligibility to compete in the league. And we've got
something that's never happened.
Columnist LZ Granderson right here, our friend. It is good to see you, LZ. Thank you so much for being here. So let's start here because I cannot stop seeing this story everywhere. It is everywhere online right now, and that's because they're...
Oh, this is just clickbait for that Royce White, who, by the way, is a wife beater. No wonder a wife beater would want to come out here and control women. And then the other dude is that Ines Kanter Freedom, who is a complete dumb fuck.
Two ex-NBA players who have now declared for the WNBA draft. So how did we get here? What are they saying?
Hey, Gio, it's very good to see you. First, there are two different issues happening at the same time. I'll address the first. The two NBA players. These are two men who have, disappointing finishes to their NBA careers. Royce White didn't even really...
As I understand it, he refuses to get on a plane because he's a pussy about flying or some shit, or thinks the Earth's flat.
To compete in the league, and we've got...
So this dude just completely forfeited his ability to play in the NBA.
Thank you.
Am I wrong on this? Sports cards, do you know the story?
Stop seeing this story everywhere. It is everywhere online right now, and that's because there are two ex-NBA players who have now declared for the WNBA draft. So how did we get here? What are they saying?
Hey, Gio, it's very good to see you. First, there are two different issues happening at the same time. I'll address the first. The two NBA players. These are two men who have, disappointing finishes to their NBA careers. Royce White didn't even really play. I think he played a total of 3 minutes because he was afraid of flying. And Ines Kanter, who was drafted and had a decent beginning to his career, but when the NBA started shooting more three-pointers, he found himself out because he can't shoot. He's slow of foot and he plays poor defense and he's not a good rebounder. So these two guys have been kicked basically out of the league for not being good enough players. And so they're using this opportunity with the WNBA to troll, but really they're still bitter about their own athletic careers.
So,
and this is wild because this is two failed NBA players now looking to try to use the trans issue to make a name for themselves in the WNBA. That's exactly what right-wingers have said that they don't want to support, and now they're supporting the two dudes doing exactly what they said they wanted to protect women from and cheering them on. Don't you think that's a little insane?
How is the WNBA actually determining trans eligibility? Because that's what people are searching for right now. They're asking that question.
Yeah, it's a tough question for not just the WNBA, but really all international organizations, the IOC, Every single competition that we have on a global scale, there seems to be different rules. Tennis has different rules. So I would say with the WNBA, the first thing that comes to eligibility is you need to be of a certain age, over 18, ideally going to college, not have any more eligibility left in your college years would be good, but not required. And of course, it helps if you're a woman. If you were a woman, that's all part of it. What these two men are trying to do is try to insert a transgender conversation in a very dishonest way, because neither one have a history of being supportive of the LGBTQ plus community, nor identifying as being trans. They're just trolling people.
Sophie Cunningham, a WNBA player, she has actually spoken out against trans participation in women's sports. And obviously anyone who knows a team sport knows that you need the support of other players.
Yes, as I said, it's a complicated conversation. I've been covering this topic pretty much my entire career. And I'll tell you, Gio, I've landed on a place of, I believe that trans athletes should not be able to compete in competitive sports that are physically contact or like causing collision. Because then I do think there's an honest conversation about safety issues. But
no, there's not.
Like track and field or swimming.
If you spend 2 years on estrogen, it erases any advantage that you might have except on the margins. This is what studies have proven time and time again. A 2-year course of estrogen will absolutely destroy any advantage that you had as a man. Leah Thomas swam slower as a senior woman than she did as a freshman boy. Just throwing that out there.
Things like that. I think an open division in which you can be male, female, or trans, and everyone competes in the same category, I think that's fair, because you're not actually exposing someone to physical harm. You're actually just proving yourself within your own lane to be the best athlete within that competition. I think what would be beneficial is we start having more movement towards how can we include trans athletes, as opposed to finding ways to eliminate trans athletes, because we know through
I agree with that.
Eliminating athletes from sports has never been beneficial for anybody.
Right. And one of the things that's also happening is that we don't exactly know when that WNBA draft would be for 2027. We don't have a date just yet, but we have seen how popular the WNBA has been. So if trans athletes are deemed eligible to join the WNBA, how might that affect support for the league?
That's a great question.
Probably do wonders for support for the league.
And tennis is still very popular. People didn't know there was a trans athlete competing. So I think part of that has to just do with just simple knowledge. And then there's the fact that we have to deal with the bigotry of it, and we have to deal with the discomfort of it in the locker room. And I think that if the WNBA in its years of existence hasn't had an opportunity yet to figure out what it's going to be its plan, then I think that's woeful on the commissioner, because it's not as if this is a new conversation. As I said, we've already had tennis players who were trans competing on tour, and that was way back in the 1970s. So at this point, if you don't have a plan and you are a women's league for this conversation, then you need to start getting one right away.
It is a fascinating conversation, and I know that you're going to continue it on your socials. LZ Granderson, my friend, thank you so much. We appreciate it. All right, let's get to Taylor Farms.
Oh, yeah, Taylor Farms. I should have done that. I wanted to kind of keep it light tonight. I guess keep it light on my show. No shit stories tonight. Well, that I know of so far. We are going to do the next one's about a pizzeria owner. So you never know. But they're responding to a viral birthday cake video. A viral birthday cake video.
It's the pizza shop squabble that has the internet talking.
We just want to cut the cake.
How about if we just come to your house with the cake?
Okay, I would say yeah.
It's inappropriate.
Sure.
A customer recording as a staffer at the Jersey Shore pizzeria Joey Tomatoes appears to yell at customers for bringing in an outside cake and asking for a knife to cut it.
Oh, wow. Just give him a knife, woman. Really? Were they there to eat pizza? They didn't just come in and only eat cake that they brought in from outside, right? They were eating pizza from your restaurant, right? I don't know. I don't see any problem with it's a birthday cake. It's like bringing your own bottle of wine to a restaurant and they'll open it for you. Like it's not a thing. As long as you're patronizing a restaurant, I find it perfectly acceptable. Because they don't have no fucking birthday cake at the pizzeria. I'm fine with this.
Say yeah.
It's inappropriate. A customer recording as a staffer at the Jersey Shore pizzeria, Joey Tomatoes, appears to yell at customers for bringing in an outside cake and asking for a knife to cut it.
It's a 5-year-old birthday party. It's a 5-year-old birthday party.
The incident was already in progress as the recording starts, and it's not clear exactly what happened before. But that hasn't stopped social media users from weighing in on the viral moment.
This restaurant owner just blew up her entire business over birthday cake.
I am on Mrs. Joey Tomatoes' side.
And you're telling me that you can't go get them a knife to cut their 5-year-old's birthday cake?
The restaurant this week issuing a statement titled, "Every story has two sides," saying in part, "We are a pizza restaurant, not a party venue, not a bakery, not a rental hall," and that every restaurant...
Okay, if they were bringing in a large group, I can understand. Was it just 4 or 5 of them? Was it a family with their birthday cake? No, I'm on the family side. Oregon Gal says they spent $250 on pizza. They probably would have tipped really well, too, if you didn't yell at them. If you would have just got them a fucking knife.
On this boardwalk has policies that exist for real reasons: food safety, liability, order in a kitchen running full speed on a summer night. They declined NBC News' request for an interview. Etiquette expert Thomas Farley, who goes by Mr. Manners, weighing in from the boardwalk.
The restaurant owner can always say no to a request, right? But what was it about this interaction that is not sitting right with people?
No can take many forms. The form that this no took was aggressive. It was very non-customer friendly.
The man who recorded and posted the video didn't respond to our request for an interview.
The damage, honestly, has been done. I don't want to keep reliving this story or, keep contributing to affecting people's livelihoods.
But adding this about the incident.
My hope is that, everyone involved learns from this and that future customers are treated with a little bit more kindness and respect, especially when they want to just create positive moments.
It's a 5-year-old birthday party. It's a 5-year-old birthday party.
The restaurant doubling down, posting, "We are considering a new tagline. We don't do cake, we do pizza."
We all know the famous saying, "Let them eat cake." Normally that's not a nice thing to say to someone, but I think in this instance here at Joey Tomatoes in Point Pleasant, I think the nice thing would have been, let them eat their cake.
I would agree with you. You don't bring outside food into a restaurant, but it's a fucking birthday cake for a 5-year-old. I'm on the family side. The restaurant should have been accommodating. They probably would have got a good tip out of it.
For kids, I know there is a process and a protocol for this when you want to bring a birthday cake to a restaurant. So what did Mr. Manners tell you?
I mean, the hard and fast and easiest rule to remember is to call the restaurant and see what their policies are. It's not surprising that a restaurant might have...
Yeah, now that is... I will put that on the family. They didn't call in advance, let the restaurant know, hey, we're bringing in a party, we're going to order pizza, and we're going to bring our own cake in. Cool, I can see that side of it, but the reaction that was filmed was not appropriate.
Against bringing in outside food, but some restaurants might say, hey, it's okay, but we're going to charge you a cake cutting fee, similar to a
corking fee.
A liquor license, and they might be a BYOB type of place. They will charge you a corkage fee to open the bottle of wine. So call the restaurant. In this case, it sounds like there may have been some miscommunication. The family apparently called and was told it was okay, but obviously the reaction from the employee there is what has everyone talking. But we don't know what happened in the moments leading up to that video. We
oh, wow.
Recorded.
So apparently they did call.
You're right. All right, Valerie, we thank you for that. We thank you for watching, and remember, stay up.
Shut up, Tom Alama.
Stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.
I know clinically, I don't disagree with you often. I think you're wrong on this one. But that's okay. We can still be friends. I still love you. We're going to do Live Music Monday tonight after the stream. Charlie XCX from Lollapalooza. I've been wanting to watch it. I've held off on watching it because I'm like, I'll watch it on stream. But I've already, I'm 30 minutes into it maybe because I couldn't help myself because I love Charlie XCX. He was doing a slowed down version of Blame It On Your Love. I'm like, let me turn this off and watch it on stream. So Live Music Monday, Charlie XCX. Lollapalooza from a week ago. She has a live band. I've never seen her perform with a live band. Remember, the dance floor is dead. We're making rock music now. The new album is a rock album. So she has a live band with her. I'm very interested to hear because I'd only heard her really play the songs off of the new album so far because I didn't really get that far into the set. So I'm interested to hear what the older stuff sounds like with a band behind it and the new interpretations. Charlie XCX is going to revive rock. It's not a rock album, Drake. I guess she was being tongue-in-cheek. If that's what you would call it. She's rocking out, but it's not a rock album. I feel like people in my chat participate in this thing that they're calling Summerween. People in my chat, do you participate in Summerween? Curiouser and I went into the grocery store day before yesterday, and she's like, Halloween decorations. It's the fact that Halloween decorations are already out. Already out.
Brace yourselves for Summerween. It may be the scorching dog days of August, but it's time to celebrate Halloween. Even though the holiday is officially celebrated on October 31st, here at Halloween Adventure Shop in New York City and many others.
Listen, I know I've got so many gothy friends that they love it. You get to the end of August and they're like, oh, it's fall season, it's horror movies, blah, blah, blah. Just like I want to keep Christmas in December, can we keep Halloween in October? I don't want to rain on anybody's parade. I don't want to yuck anybody's yum. But can we keep Halloween in October? It stops being special. I don't put my Halloween decorations up until 2 weeks before Halloween. You guys all see that. I put my Christmas decorations up 2 weeks before Christmas. Let's keep, yes, everything in moderation. Clinically's right. It's more consumerism. Ooh, Halloween's popular. Let's churn out as many fucking cheap plastic masks as we can, as quick as we can.
Officially celebrated on October 31st here at Halloween Adventure Shop in New York City and many other stores across the USA. They say bring on the ghouls and goblins right now.
People who love Halloween really love Halloween, and they just want to make it last longer.
At Michael's, the arts and crafts store,
we're on Summerween.
Every imaginable Halloween decoration.
No, it's not too early to be getting ready for Halloween. I'm actually starting to think about my Halloween costumes now.
Want a skeleton? Pop into Costco.
Here we are, the Summerween Superstore. Wait, summer what? Summerween!
Summerween got its start thanks to the 2012 Disney animated series Gravity Falls.
Oh God, it's a Disney. They're going to copyright me.
So much they decided to celebrate it twice. And look at the superstore in Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey. It's called Spirit Halloween. It has every ghoul imaginable.
It's called Spirit Halloween. Like every single person watching this has never heard of one. Ma'am, we know what Spirit Halloween is, I assure you.
Fictional town loved Halloween so much they decided to celebrate it twice. And look at the superstore in Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey. It's called Spirit Halloween. It has every ghoul imaginable. Jason from Friday the 13th costs $300.
Retailers are always pushing to see if they can get a holiday to start earlier, and with Summerween, that's absolutely happening.
Okay, I've never watched Gravity Falls, but that animation style looks very similar to other animations I have seen. So I'm assuming I know whoever the creator is. It looks like regular show. It's not the people from regular show, is it? Are you guys ready for this one? Scientists have created an OnlyFans account for marmots called Only Marmots. Who is signing up for Only Marmots?
I came back to the lab one day and said, hey, what do you think about starting an OnlyFans account? One of my graduate students is like, yes. And someone else is like, And I think it was Emily who said, only marms. And we all laughed. Our goal really is not to
it's only marms.
To celebrate the marmots and show people what our day-to-day life is like when we're in the field looking at marmots. But even better, we're up close and personal. We're usually watching marmots from far away with binoculars and telescopes. And by getting up close and personal, you really sort of see what they're doing and occasionally even hear what they're doing.
Shelly, did I tell you good evening? Oh, wow. What a noise.
Apparently I didn't pass the age verification.
That is the sound a fire detector, smoke detector makes when you don't replace the battery.
Sort of see what they're doing and occasionally even hear what they're doing. Apparently I didn't pass the age verification because even though I held up my license on both sides and took a picture of myself, the image we had posted was of a marmot, not me. And they said, you have to get everyone age verified. So I thought for a couple of days, and then I went back and emailed them and said, well, we're never going to be able to age verify these guys. This is a novel way of getting money to support scientific research. And these are marmots. And then eventually they approved it, and we've been posting slowly ever since.
Oh, wow. So actual OnlyFans page.
I came back to the lab one day and said,
featuring hot marmot content.
One of my graduate students is like, yes. And someone else is like, And I think it was Emily who said, only marms. And we all laughed. Our goal really is not to sexualize.
Hot marmot content.
And show people what our day-to-day life is like when we're in the field.
On the marmot OnlyFans.
Even better, we're up close and personal. We're usually watching marmots from far away.
They wanted to age verify the marmots.
By getting up close and personal, you really sort of see what they're doing and occasionally even hear what they're doing. Apparently I didn't pass the age verification because even though I held up my license on both sides and took a picture of myself, the image we had posted was of a marmot, not me.
Twitch people, we're going to do Live Music Monday.
So you have to get everyone age verified. So I thought,
Facebook people, YouTube people, podcast people,
said,
Kick,
well, we're never
Rumble. I'm going to add even more tomorrow night.
Novel way of getting money.
Light one up, tip one back. It's all right to have a little fun for you at the SAC. I am JustinFREAKIN.
We approved it, and
we'll see you tomorrow night. It is the Minnesota primary tomorrow night.
I came back.
Minnesota primary. We got election night coverage coming at you tomorrow night.
Fans account. One of my graduate students is like, yes.
Light one up, tip one back.
And I think it was Emily who said, only marms. And we all laughed.
Too furry, you said.